All right, so you wanted to dive into some of the mysterious stuff, huh?
Oh, yeah,
Well, you picked a good one.
definitely.
We're going to be looking at Mysterious Psychic Forces by Camille Flammarion.
Sounds spooky.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Published back in 1907. This isn't just like some ghost stories.
Right.
Flammarion was a legit astronomer,
Yep.
dedicated his life to the stars and all that.
Yeah, so like if Neil deGrasse Tyson came out with a book on ghosts,
Exactly.
you'd have to read it.
Exactly. Like, what did he find?
Mhm.
What's really interesting, though, is he actually started out as a skeptic.
Okay.
So he was initially drawn in by Allan Kardec's Book of Spirits, and particularly how it connected to his own research on the possibility of life on other planets.
Oh, wow.
Pretty wild concept, right?
Yeah.
Like, if there's life out there in the vast universe, could there be another form of life here that we just haven't discovered?
Yeah, like right under our noses.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
But Flammarion, he wasn't messing around. He was all about evidence, critical thinking.
Wha-
I mean, he did say, to deny facts a priori is mere conceit and idiocy. To accept them without investigation is weakness and folly.
right, so he was going in cautiously.
Yeah, cautiously optimistic,
Open-minded.
but ready to follow the evidence wherever it led.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're going to try and do on this deep dive as well.
Okay.
We're not here to tell you what to believe, but we are going to present what Flammarion found and let you come to your own conclusions.
Well, that's good.
Because even though it was written over a century ago, the questions that he raises about the nature of reality and consciousness are still relevant today.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So how did he get started with all of this?
Well, it gets pretty wild. Flammarion, he started attending seances with the Allan Kardec group in Paris.
Oh, wow.
They were experimenting with table turning.
Table turning, what is that?
Okay, so picture this.
Right.
You got a group of people,
Yeah.
they're sitting around a table, placing their hands lightly on the surface,
Oh.
sometimes in complete silence, sometimes they're having conversations or singing,
Okay.
and then the table starts to move.
Okay, well, I mean, I could see maybe like a little movement
Mm-hmm.
if people are slightly pushing it.
Maybe unconsciously,
Yeah.
but was it more than that?
Oh, yeah, much more.
Okay, like what?
So we're not talking about the table just shifting a couple inches.
Okay.
Sometimes it would rotate rapidly, tilt on one leg,
Yeah.
or even rise completely off the ground.
A levitating table.
Yeah,
Okay, now you've got my attention.
right.
So what did Flammarion make of this?
Well, he was intrigued, but
Mm-hmm.
he was also really looking for trickery,
Of course, yeah.
like hidden mechanisms or
Right.
maybe just unconscious muscle movements.
Yeah.
But what really captivated him was those instances where the table seemed to be acting with a kind of intelligence.
So it's like the table's making decisions on its own,
Not really decisions, more like communicating.
communicating.
Yeah, so it would move in specific ways to answer questions
Mm-hmm.
or spell out words, even convey entire messages,
Oh, so how...
like different raps.
Yeah.
Or tilts of the table would correspond to different letters.
Oh, like an alphabet system.
Exactly.
Okay, hold on. So they're getting messages from a table.
Yeah.
What kind of messages?
Sometimes they were simple, like just yes or no answers,
Okay.
but others were much more complex,
Like what?
even cryptic.
Okay.
So Flammarion, he describes instances where the table spelled out messages backwards.
Backward.
Yeah, like excerpts from the Gospel of John in reverse.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, try to decode that in the middle of a seance.
I can't even imagine
Right.
backwards messages from a levitating table.
It does sound like something straight out of a mystery novel,
It really does.
but it gets even weirder.
Okay, lay it on me.
Okay, so there's this story about a spirit claiming to be Balthazar Grimaud de la Reynière.
Okay.
Who was this? Famous gastronome from the past,
Okay.
dictating recipes and making the table dance to the rhythm of the music.
Wait, a foodie ghost?
Yeah,
Sharing his culinary secrets?
pretty much.
That's amazing.
Yeah, even, I gotta admit, that's pretty entertaining.
I mean, as a skeptic, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, though, Flammarion wasn't just there for the entertainment.
No, of course not.
He was trying to figure out what was behind all this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what did he think?
Well, he meticulously documented every detail of these seances,
Okay.
always looking for patterns, inconsistencies,
Right.
anything that could help him distinguish,
Human.
genuine phenomena from trickery.
Okay.
But as he delved deeper, he noticed something,
What's that?
the intelligence behind these communications. it didn't always seem to be coming from the people present.
You mean like they weren't consciously or even unconsciously coming up with the messages?
Exactly.
Wow.
It's like an external intelligence at play,
Yeah.
something beyond their combined knowledge and experience.
Okay.
Flammarion actually wrote, "Sometimes the ideas broached seem to come from a personality unknown to the company, and the hypothesis of spirits quite naturally presents itself."
So even with his scientific mind, he couldn't rule out spirits.
I mean, how could he?
Yeah.
These early seances, they really shook him up,
Yeah.
challenged his assumptions about what's even possible.
But he wasn't fully convinced, right?
No, he was far from convinced that spirits were the only explanation.
Okay.
His scientific training,
Mm-hmm.
it compelled him to investigate further,
Yeah.
explore every possible avenue.
Of course.
And that's what led him to Eusapia Palladino.
Okay, Eusapia Palladino. That name just sounds like it belongs in a mystery novel.
Right.
What made her so special in this world of psychic research?
Well, Palladino, she was an Italian medium,
Mm-hmm.
and she became like a global sensation.
Really?
Yeah.
For what?
For her psychic abilities, purported psychic abilities.
Okay.
She wasn't just moving tables.
Okay.
We're talking objects floating across rooms,
Whoa.
musical instruments playing themselves, and even materializations.
Materializations, so
Yeah.
like shadowy figures appearing out of thin air.
That's right.
Okay, that's next level, Stokey. That sounds like a Hollywood ghost story.
It does.
Did any credible scientists take her seriously?
You might be surprised.
Okay.
Palladino was actually studied by some of the most renowned scientists at the time.
Fiku.
Cesare Lombroso, the criminologist,
Oh, wow.
Charles Richet, Nobel Prize-winning physiologist.
Okay.
Even astronomers like Giovanni Schiaparelli, who studied Mars, got involved.
Wow, these are serious scientists.
Yeah, not fringe believers.
These are people who dedicated their lives to the natural world. They
Uh-huh.
were intrigued by her.
Yeah.
What was it about her that drew them in?
Well, think about it. If you're a scientist studying the universe, you're already dealing with vast unknowns.
Right.
So the idea that there might be undiscovered forces at work right here on Earth,
Yeah.
forces that could challenge our understanding of physics,
Yeah.
consciousness,
Right.
it would be incredibly exciting.
I can definitely see the allure,
Right.
especially for someone like Flammarion,
Yeah.
who was already, pushing the boundaries of what was considered scientific.
Right. With his interest in extraterrestrial life.
Mhm.
But he wasn't naive.
No.
He knew there were plenty of charlatans out there
Right.
looking to exploit people's belief in the paranormal.
Right.
So how did he approach these investigations with Palladino?
With caution,
Yeah.
but also excitement. It was
Oh,
much more controlled than just sitting around a table. They'd hold seances in darkened rooms,
okay.
sometimes with Palladino physically restrained.
Drained. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or everyone holding hands in a chain, so no one could be moving anything.
To prevent trickery.
Exactly.
Oh, so it's like
Yeah.
taking a page from the magician's handbook
Yeah, eliminate every other explanation.
before even considering the paranormal.
Right.
But even with all these precautions, things were still happening that they couldn't explain.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
And this wasn't your average parlor trick.
okay.
Imagine a heavy chair suddenly lifting off the ground and landing on a table.
Or a musical instrument being snatched from someone's hand while everyone's holding hands.
Oh, okay, that's just freaky.
Right.
I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Did they see anything else?
Yeah.
What really convinced Flammarion that something truly unexplained was happening?
Well, there was one incident that's particularly eerie.
Okay.
They placed a tray of soft putty behind a curtain,
Okay.
completely out of Palladino's reach.
Okay.
When they checked it later, there was a clear imprint of her face in the putty.
Wait, what? How
Yeah.
is that even possible?
That's what they were trying to figure out.
Was she projecting her face like a hologram or something?
Who knows?
It wasn't just objects moving or appearing, though, right?
No, it wasn't.
What else was there?
People reported feeling invisible hands touching them,
Oh,
kissing them, even gusts of cold air seemingly coming from nowhere.
so it's starting to sound less like science and more like a horror movie?
Well, yeah.
But I guess that's the point, right? These were experiences that defied rational explanation, challenged what they thought they knew about the world.
Exactly.
It wasn't just isolated incidents either.
Right.
Palladino's seances were attended by dozens of scientists
Yeah, over many years.
over many years.
So the sheer volume and consistency of these reports makes it hard to dismiss it all as just trickery or delusion.
Right, but let's be real.
Yeah.
Even if some of these phenomena were genuine, there had to be some skepticism.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, fraud was a constant concern in this field, wasn't it?
Huge concern.
Yeah.
Flammarion was very aware of that.
Okay.
And he was actually known for exposing fake mediums.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
So he uncovered cases like Bouguet, who used trick photography
oh, okay.
to create fake spirit images.
Okay.
He even called out Cesare Lombroso.
Lombroso, the criminologist,
Yeah.
to a duel.
To a duel
Ah.
to test Lombroso's claims of being able to spot genuine mediums just by their appearance.
Oh, that's a showdown I wish I could have seen. Two brilliant minds going head to head.
Yeah.
So it sounds like he was really determined to separate, I don't know.
The real deal.
Yeah, the wheat from the chaff.
Yeah, exactly.
Find the genuine amidst all the fakery.
Right.
So how did he do that?
Well, he believed one of the keys to identifying genuine phenomena was to look for patterns and inconsistencies.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
So there was this story of a young girl who seemingly moved a piano with her psychic force.
With her mind.
Yeah, but only after playing it for several minutes.
Oh, so it's like she needed to build up some energy.
That's what it seemed like.
Okay, like charging a battery or something.
Yeah.
Before she could use it.
Right.
What other patterns did he notice?
Well, in another experiment, a key rattled in a lock,
Okay.
moving in perfect sync with the medium's finger movements.
Oh, wow.
So again, this points to a potential link between her actions and the object.
Right, but no physical contact.
Exactly.
It's like those spooky twins you see in movies.
Right.
They can feel each other's pain.
But instead of pain, it's the movement of a key.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So we're seeing these hints of this force
Yeah.
and energy that can't be explained by conventional physics.
Right.
But I'm guessing there were also experiments that didn't work out,
Oh, yeah, of course.
where even Flammarion was left scratching his head.
Absolutely.
What were those like?
Well, he actually describes an experiment where a medium who had successfully levitated in previous sessions failed to do so under the exact same conditions.
If everything was the same, how could that be?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It really is.
Flammarion himself acknowledged the unpredictable nature of this force.
Okay.
He even wrote, we undoubtedly did witness, the manifestation of an unknown force, which will hereafter be studied and perhaps one day utilized.
So he's saying it's real,
Mm-hmm.
but we just don't understand it yet.
Yeah, like trying to
Yeah.
study lightning before we understood electricity.
Okay, yeah.
You see the effects. But you can't control it or predict when or where it will strike.
Right.
It's both exhilarating and frustrating.
It really is.
Yeah.
So if he wasn't satisfied with fraud as an explanation, what theories did he explore to try to make sense of these experiences?
Well, he didn't just throw out conventional science.
Okay.
He first considered the possibility of unconscious muscular action.
Unconscious muscular action, what is that?
So the idea that people were unknowingly moving objects
Yeah.
through these subtle muscle movements, that makes sense as a starting point.
Yeah.
But like we discussed,
Yeah.
many of these phenomena occurred without any direct contact.
Right.
So that wouldn't explain those cases.
So what else?
He also explored nervomagnetism.
Nervomagnetism.
Yeah.
That sounds like something out of a steampunk novel.
It does.
What does that even mean?
Think of it as an early attempt to understand the mind-body connection.
Okay.
So they proposed this subtle force emanating from the human nervous system
Okay.
that could influence objects at a distance. So this tied into practices like mesmerism,
Yeah.
where people claim to induce trances,
Right.
even move objects with their minds.
So again, this theme of a hidden energy, a force connecting us to the world.
Yeah, in ways we don't fully understand.
Yeah.
So did he believe in this nervomagnetism?
Did he?
While he found it intriguing, he was ultimately more drawn to the idea of a fluidic force.
A fluidic force? What is that?
This force, sometimes called psychic force, or even ectoplasm,
Okay.
was thought to emanate from the medium
Okay.
and could be molded or directed by the minds of those present.
Okay, so let's unpack this fluidic force idea.
Okay.
How did he imagine it working?
He didn't have all the answers,
Yeah.
but he used some pretty thought-provoking analogies.
Like what?
He compared it to the way a magnet attracts or repels objects without any visible connection,
Okay.
or how electricity flows through wires, unseen but powerful.
Okay.
So basically, just because we can't see something doesn't mean it doesn't exist, or that it can't have a powerful effect on the world around us.
Did other researchers agree with this fluidic force idea?
Well, there's a lot of debate at the time.
Okay.
Some researchers, like Count de Gasperam,
Okay.
believed that this fluidic force was the primary agent.
Okay.
It was like an extension of the human will,
Okay.
that could act on matter.
So like a mind over matter kind of thing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
But others, like Professor Thury, a physicist who we talked about in the electricity deep dive,
Okay.
he argued that it was more about the focused will of the participants,
Okay.
a mental energy that could influence the physical world.
So kind of a blend of physical and mental explanations.
Right, trying to reconcile these bizarre phenomena with their current scientific understanding.
Did anyone propose that maybe it wasn't just a force, but actual spirits influencing these events?
Well, Flammarion considered that possibility,
Of course.
but he was cautious.
Okay.
He acknowledged the potential for spirits,
Mm-hmm.
but he was hesitant to jump to conclusions. He found that a lot of these so-called spirit communications were pretty mundane.
Mundane. How so?
Repetitive, contradictory,
Okay.
and didn't offer any profound knowledge beyond what the participants already knew.
So he was trying to walk this tightrope
Yeah.
between acknowledging the genuinely inexplicable things he saw and maintaining his scientific skepticism toward these claims of spirit communication.
Exactly.
So it's like he's saying, okay, something weird is definitely happening, but let's not get carried away with attributing it to ghosts just yet.
Right.
Which brings us back to his dedication to exposing fraud.
Yeah.
He spent a lot of time debunking these fake mediums, revealing their tricks, like, for instance, Mrs. Williams, an American medium, actually,
Oh, really?
who was quite famous in Paris.
Okay.
Turns out she was using a combination of clever stagecraft and sleight of hand,
Stage magic.
yeah, to produce her effects. So it's a good reminder that even in the realm of the seemingly supernatural, the age-old human tendencies of deception and showmanship are still very much at play.
Absolutely.
But even after all his efforts to expose the fraud and find rational explanations, he was still left with this core of phenomena that didn't fit neatly into any existing scientific categories.
It's true.
So what did he do?
Well, he couldn't shake this feeling that he had encountered something truly novel,
Novel how?
something that challenged the very foundations of scientific understanding.
Okay.
He even compared the idea of matter passing through matter, which seemed impossible, right?
Yeah.
To something as simple as melting ice on a napkin.
Okay.
The water passes through the fabric, seemingly defying solidity,
Yeah.
and then it refreezes.
Right.
It was his way of reminding people that even the things we think we understand can behave in unexpected ways.
Under certain conditions.
Yeah.
So he was encouraging his readers to question their assumptions.
Yeah.
Be open to the possibility that our scientific models are incomplete. Mm-hmm.
That there might be forces and principles at work in the universe that we haven't even begun to comprehend.
Exactly.
It's like he's saying, we've barely scratched the surface of understanding our own planet,
Right.
let alone the universe.
Yeah.
Who are we to say what's possible or impossible?
Exactly. And that open-minded,
Yeah,
yet critical approach, it's something we can all learn from.
absolutely.
Especially today,
Right.
in a world overflowing with information,
Yeah.
where it's so easy to fall prey to dogma,
Yeah.
dismiss anything that challenges our beliefs.
Absolutely.
So we have this complex picture emerging,
yeah, we do.
genuine phenomena
Mm,
mixed with fraud,
right.
a range of theories,
Yeah.
trying to explain the unexplainable,
Right.
and a scientist grappling with the limits of knowledge and the very nature of reality.
It all boils down to this question. Do these phenomena point to a realm beyond our physical senses?
A great question.
Is there something more to our existence than what we can perceive with our five senses? And that's the question that continues to fascinate us, doesn't it?
It really does.
Even after all these years, all the research and debate,
Yeah.
we're still looking for answers.
So what did Flammarion ultimately conclude? Did he find definitive proof of spirits? Or crack the code of this psychic realm?
He doesn't give us a simple yes or no.
Okay.
He acknowledges the limitations of the evidence,
Okay.
the difficulty of proving the identity of the alleged spirits,
Right.
and the possibility of other explanations.
Right.
He understood that true scientific inquiry isn't about finding definitive answers,
Right.
but about questioning, exploring, refining our understanding of the world.
But I mean, even without definitive proof, I feel like he found something even more valuable.
What's that?
A sense of wonder, a recognition of the vastness of the unknown, an invitation to keep exploring.
He did. He actually wrote,
Mm.
Did we obtain the one fact which is enough to make the spiritistic hypothesis necessarily take precedence of all others? It is impossible to reply categorically.
So there are still unknowns.
Oh, yeah.
Many pieces of the puzzle yet to be discovered.
Definitely.
But even without proof, He seemed to find something more valuable.
That sense of wonder,
Yeah.
the recognition of the vastness of the unknown,
Yeah.
and that invitation to keep exploring.
He concluded his book with these words.
Okay, let's hear it.
The phenomena we are treating in these pages do not perhaps throw new light upon the solution of the great problem of immortality, but they invite us to remember that there are in man elements to study, to determine, to analyze, elements still unexplained, and which belong to the psychic realm.
So he's saying these phenomena are clues
Yeah.
to a deeper exploration of the human mind and its connection to the universe.
Exactly.
He was urging his readers to embark on their own journeys of discovery.
Yeah.
Never stop questioning,
Mm-hmm.
and always be open to the possibility of the unexpected.
I love that.
Me too. So thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Into the world of mysterious psychic forces,
We hope you found it as thought-provoking as we did.
and that it's inspired you to continue your own exploration of the unknown.
Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring,
And keep that sense of wonder alive.
because the universe is vast and full of surprises.
And who knows what we might discover together.
See you next time.
Bye.